Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Jayo Radha Vrindavan Chandra, Radha Vrindavan Chandra, Shri Radhe. Jaya Radha Vrindavan Chandra, Radha Vrindavan Chandra, Shri Radhe. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhu. Jayom Vishnuvat Paramahansa Parivajagacharya Ashtottara Shata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Abhay Charanaravindha Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghujigo Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Goswami Sad Goswami Prabhu Ki Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Samprada Acharya Guru Varg Ki Ananta Gaudi Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Radha Ashtami Maha Utsav Ki Radha Ashtami Maha Utsav Ki Radha Ashtami Maha Utsav Ki Bolo Radharani Ki Gaur Premanande. So, Hare Krishna. It is my honor and pleasure to speak a few words about the unlimited Srimati Radharani. And before I start, I would like to recite a Mangalacharan so that whatever I speak, it will be pleasing to Srila Prabhupada and all the Gaudiya Acharyas. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Aradhyo Bhagwan Vrajesh Tanayas Tadham Vrindavanam Ramya Kachid Upasna Vrajavadu Vargena Taya Kalpita Srimad Bhagavata Puranamalam Prema Pumartho Mahan Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhur Mataidam Na Yatra Graha Paraha Tavayasmi Na Jivami Tvaya Vina Iti Vigyaya Devi Tvam Nayamam Charanantikam. O Radharani, please know I am yours, I am yours. I cannot live without you. Please know that. O Devi, Hey Radhe, please give me shelter at your lotus feet. This is a prayer by Srila Raghunath Das Goswami in Vilap Kusum Manjali. My hundreds of obeisances unto all the senior Vaishnavas, Prabhupada disciples, and many senior devotees here, and unto the assembled Vaishnavas. This morning there was a wonderful class by His Holiness Varshana Swami. And he touches upon the prayers by Srila Prabhupada on the Jaldut, on the steamship in 1965 when Srila Prabhupada was en route, or rather must have just arrived a few miles away from the Boston harbor. And he says in that prayer, Krishna tava punya habe bhai, ei punya korive jabe, Radharani sukhi hobe, dhruv ati boli tomatai. That is the first verse. Meaning, oh brothers, this is the refrain in that bhajan, that when that all auspiciousness will come upon us and all good things will come upon us if Radharani is pleased. I emphatically say that to you. Srila Prabhupada says that. Also, Srila Gaur Mohan De, father of Srila Prabhupada, whenever sadhus used to come to his home, and the little baby, Abhay, he would ask the sadhus by saying, please bless my son so that Srimati Radharani may be pleased with him and grant him her blessings. So, what does this really mean to us? I like to generally give this example that whenever a student is in a particular college, and when somebody asks them, what are you pursuing? So they say, yeah, I'm pursuing chemical engineering as an example. So the students of that particular college, if you stop them and ask them that question, they are able to pinpoint what their ultimate goal is in their education. So similarly, what is, as Gaudiya Vaishnavas, followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as followers of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, what is our ultimate goal? Is clearly defined in many, many different places by Srila Prabhupada. But of course, in some places he has made it very direct, in some places indirect. But we should know what our ultimate goal of as devotees of Krishna consciousness, what our ultimate goal is. What we call, the Shastras define that into three categories. First is the Sambandha Gyan, then comes the Abhidya, and then Prayojan. Sambandha means we establish a relationship just like we establish relationships at work, with friends, in school. That relationship has a certain mellow. And the Sambandha Gyan is generally, we pray to Madan Mohanji. Jayatam Surato Pango Mama Manda Matir Gati Mat Sarvasva Padam Bhojo Radha Madan Mohano. When we offer the Pushpanjali, we go in this order. Then we offer our obeisances to Govind Devji, who is the Abhidya Dev. And Prayojan is Gopinathji. Sambandha means establishing a relationship. Now, once a relationship is established, or when we aspire to an established relationship, how do we go about doing it? That process is called Abhidya. And the culmination or the ultimate goal or prayojan is eternal service to Radha and Krishna, or Krishna Prem. Most of us, when this question is asked, what's the ultimate goal? Then they say Krishna Prem. That's true. But Krishna Prem is of various types. What kind of Krishna Prem? So what kind of, like even chemical engineering is of many types in the example that I gave earlier. There are so many different nuances. And that is, we should all at least know it. Getting there, it may take several lifetimes, or depends on how much we really follow the acharyas. But the ultimate goal for us as Gaudiya Vaishnavas is Radha Dasyam. As we can see here, Gaur Mohan De, the father of Srila Prabhupada, also asked any sadhus who came, please bless my son, so that Srimati Radharani will be pleased with him. Because if we please Radharani, automatically Krishna is pleased. And if we please Krishna, Radharani is pleased. But ultimately, our allegiance is to Srimati Radharani as Gaudiya Vaishnavas. And unless and until we come to that particular information, understanding, and then ultimately realization, I can safely say that we have not really made good use of our best school of theism as given by the Dean himself, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Somewhere we fall short if we do not aspire for those goals. Srimati Radharani, when Krishna decided to come down to perform his Bhaumya Leela or earthly Leela, at that time, he asked Radharani, go with me, please. Of course, Krishna cannot live with Radha and Radha cannot live with Krishna. But Radharani said, I have 3 conditions. So what were those 3 conditions? You must manifest from Golok Vrindavan the Jamuna river, Govardhan, and Vrindavan, meaning the Bhaumya Vrindavan. These 3 you must manifest, and then I will come. So Krishna says, so be it, tathastu. I will certainly fulfill your wish and your desire. Your desire and wish is my command. And Radharani was very pleased and she decided to come down. Now, Srimati Radharani actually appeared where? In a place called Raval. It's a very small village. Even today, it is a little bit unspoiled compared to most of, I can say, Vrindavan, which has become pretty much urbanized and very populated. Raval is about 3 kilometers from Gokul, where Krishna appeared. We sing this song, and this morning also this was sung many times in Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite Gokula Taruni Mandala Mahite. In that song, in the 3rd verse, it says, Vrishabhanudadhi Navasashi Lekhe Lalita Saki Guna Ramita Vishake Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite. So Vrishabhanu Dadi Navasashi Lekhe. It is as if King Vrishabhanu had churned the ocean. And from the churning of the ocean, the most beautiful moon arose. So Vrishabhanu Dadi. Dadi means the ocean of milk. Navasashi Lekhe. Navasashi means the newly formed moon. So it is said in the Srimad Bhagavatam that Srimati Radharani, or the goddess of fortune also, they appeared from the moon that was born from the churning of the ocean. And very quickly, most of you all know it, but it's always good to repeat some things that are beneficial, auspicious just in itself by hearing and repeating, is about the actual appearance of Srimati Radharani. So how did she appear? So one time, King Rishabhanu, there are two different Puranic kathas, or two different versions of the Puranas. One is similar to that of King Janak, when he was tilling the soil in the farm, and there appeared the most beautiful little baby girl from the tilling of the soil, and that is Sita. That is the meaning of the word Sita. Sita means Sita means from the tilling of the soil, what appears, that is the actual meaning of the word Sita. And there's one version of the Puranic Katha that's how when King Rishabhanu, and somebody may ask that why would the kings generally take the, the what you call the hull or the plow, thank you, and go uh, into the farm and till the soil. So the kings usually used to do that so that there would be good crop. It is more or less like a sanskara. Just like, uh, when somebody is called to do a grand opening and cut the ribbon of a particular place or a business, yeah, or the cornerstone laying, where even the most esteemed person, he takes the shovel and digs and throws the soil. So similarly, that's the system. And while doing that, King Janak obtained Sita Devi, and King Rishabhanu obtained uh, Radhaji. But another Puranic Katha states that while in Raval, King Rishabhanu had his kingdom, or he was situated in Raval because he was a very, very dear friend of Maharaj Nanda, who resided in Gokul, just 3 kilometers away. So they were friends and they wanted to be together, not too far from each other. So he decided that he will make his kingdom in Raval. And at that time in Raval, the Jamuna ji, or the river Jamuna, used to flow right through Raval. But today, Jamuna ji has changed course. We can still find Jamuna ji, Gokul on the banks of Jamuna. And even the Jamuna in Vrindavan has changed course. Today, the Parikrama Marg where we are walking, it used to be all Jamuna. Because on the right-hand side, when we perform our Parikrama, we find a lot of chhatras and a lot of ghats. So what were they? They were ghats to Vrindavan, to Jamuna. But Jamuna ji decided to change her course. And similarly, when Jamuna ji was present at that time in Raval, King Rishabhanu one day saw that a beautiful baby girl was floating on a 1,000-petal golden lotus. And it was coming towards the banks. And Lord Brahma also appeared and said that the incarnates of all the incarnations has appeared here in Raval today. O King Rishabhanu, please take this baby girl with you. So King Rishabhanu was very happy because he did not have a daughter. He had a son. His son's name was Sridham, but he did not have a daughter. So he was very pleased to have this daughter that was blessed by Lord Brahma, and he took it home. When he took her home, Kirtita Devi, his wife, was so pleased. By the way, King Rishabhanu and Kirtita Devi, in their last lives, they were great devotees of the Lord by the name Suchindra and Kalavati. Just like Vasudeva and Devaki, they were great devotees of the Supreme Personality of Godhead by the names Prishni, Garva, and Sutapa. So similarly, Suchindra and Kalavati had taken birth in the Vraj Mandal, and they were known as Vrishabhanu and Kirtida. Uh, there is a similarity between the names of Mother Kirtida and Mother Yashoda. What does Yashoda mean? Yashodayati iti Yashoda. One who gives fame is known as Yashoda. Da means dan, charity, and Yash means fame. Similarly, the word Kirti is exactly equal to Yash. Kirtida. So she was known as Kirtida, and Radharani is known as Kirtida Sundari. Jaya Vrishabhanu Jaya Kirtida Sundari Jaya Purnamasi Jaya Abhiranagari Jayo Radhe Jayo Krishna Jayo Vrindavan. When Mother Kirtida saw the baby girl, she embraced her, kissed her, but noticed one thing, that she would not open her eyes, as if she was blind, and she would not react to any words, as if she was dumb or she couldn't hear. Although they were extremely happy, a part of them was very sad that what has happened here to this little beautiful baby girl who was golden complexion. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi. Tapta Kanchan means molten gold. When a goldsmith is about to make some jewelry, before that he heats up the actual big lump of gold in the furnace. And when the gold is completely red hot, golden color, that is the color of Srimati Radharani. Tapta Kanchan. Tapta means hot, boiling, gold. Kanchan means gold. So Srimati Radharani is so beautiful, everything she has, the baby girl, but what has Providence wished here? That she is not opening her eyes, as if she is completely blind and she cannot respond to any words, she is completely quiet. So at that time, when such dilemmas happen, the greatest of the Vaishnavas, Naradji, appeared. Naradji is one of the most amazing Vaishnavas, the Acharyas. A friend in need is a friend indeed. He is indeed a friend of all. So many personalities who have always had some kind of Vyasdev, Valmiki, Yudhishthir Maharaj, just to name a few, Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruv Maharaj. He came and he says, "Is everything okay, King Vrishabhanu?" He says, "Yes, everything's okay. The kingdom is well, the subjects are well, the the crops are well, everybody is well." But Naradji could feel that there was something there is some moroseness there. So Naradji, as if not knowing, of course he knows everything, he said, "You have a son, right?" He says, Yes, Maharaj, we have a son." "Who else? Do you have any others?" So he kept quiet and silent. And then finally he said, "Naradji, this is the situation. We just got a daughter, but she doesn't open her eyes and she doesn't speak or respond." Naradji said, "Please, tell me where she is." And they led Naradji to the room where the baby Radharani was in a cradle, and Naradji asked King Rishabhanu and Kirtida Mata to leave the room, and he wanted a few moments alone with the baby girl. They complied, and the moment they left, Naraji started dancing and singing in ecstasy. You have arrived, you have arrived, O Radhe, O Radhe. Naraji told later, after having darshan of Srimati Radharani, he told King Rishabhanu, you should arrange a big feast and call everybody. It's all right, don't worry, everything will be fine. So, upon the request of Naradji and the order, you can say so, they arranged a wonderful feast, and they invited many Vrajvasis and especially Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Ma and the residents of Gokul to Raval. Now, we have to, if we remember, Krishna appeared about 1 year and 2 weeks before Srimati Radharani. So Krishna is already 1 year and 2 weeks at that time. So obviously they couldn't leave him alone at home, so they brought him to Raval along with them. And all the festivities were going on. King Rishabhanu was receiving all the guests, and he was talking to Nanda Maharaj, his very, very wonderful friend. And at that time, Krishna kind of crawled into the room where Srimati Radharani, the baby Radharani, was in the cradle. And at that time, he managed to pull himself up on the cradle lip and peek into the baby girl that was sleeping there. And the moment Krishna peeked there, Srimati Radharani opened her eyes. And she started crying. So the first thing that she wanted to see in the Bhaumya Leela, on the earthly Leela, is Krishna's face. That is the love story. Sometimes we find that we have our sweethearts from school and college. This is right from birth and from many, since time immemorial. And when baby Radharani started to cry, everybody was alerted, and Mother Kirtida ran inside. King Rishabhanu followed everybody, and they saw that Radharani's eyes were wide open and she was crying. And then the festivities were even more festive because of this wonderful incident. So that's the appearance, how she appeared in this Bhaumya Leela, in this earthly planet. Now, we always chant the name, we say the name of Radha, Krishna, Radha, Radhe, Radhe. We call out, Hey Radhe. The 6 Goswamis in separation. Hey Radhe Vrajadev ki chalalite, Hey Nanda suno kuto, Shri Govardhana kalpa pada patale. Like that, then in separation, they would go around in Vrindavan, in Govardhan, in so many places. Where are you, O Radharani? Where are you, O son of Nanda Maharaj? O Lalita, O Vishakha, where are you? In separation, they used to call out. So what does the word Radha mean? Radha means Aradhya iti Radhe. Sri Krishna himself worships Srimati Radhika. This morning, Maharaj also touched on this topic, that Lord Krishna himself, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he worships Srimati Radhika. So Aradhya means to worship. In the Mangalacharan, one of the favorite verses of Srila Prabhupada, he says, Aradhyo Bhagwan Vrajesha Tanayas Taddham Vrindavanam Ramya Kachid Upasnat Vrajavadu Vargena Taya Kalpita. If you want to, there are so many different personalities of Godhead, and there are so many types of Krishna also. But if you want to worship the different, the best among all the gods or the personalities of Godhead, or the best amongst the different forms of Krishna, then it is Vrajesha Tanayas, the son of Nanda Maharaj. And among so many different dhams, if you want to worship, then the worship should be Tad Dham Vrindavanam, Vrindavan. And if the worship should be what? Who is the exemplary worship for us? Following in the footsteps of Vraja Vadu Vargena Taya Kalpita. Vraja Vadu means the gopis of Vrindavan. And who is the topmost gopi? Sri Radhika. And amongst all the scriptures, Srimad Bhagavata Purana Amalam Prema Pumartho Mahan. There are so many different scriptures, but we should, especially us, this instruction is for the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. We should serve Srimad Bhagavatam, the book Bhagavat and the person Bhagavat. And the result will be Prema Pumartho Mahan. We will get the highest prema. What is that highest prema? So that is the question. What kind of school are we admitted into? We are admitted, not only Vaishnavas are Vaishnavas, those who worship Vishnu or Krishna, they are known as Vaishnavas. Excuse me. Hare Krishna. And there are many types of Krishna. Prabhupada said that in his purport, in one of the purports of the bhajan, Bhaja Ure Mana, Sri Nanda Nandana, Abhay Charnaravindare. There are many types of Krishna, but we are only concerned with the son of Nanda Maharaj. So as Gaudiya Vaishnavas, as students, as admission, we are students in the Gaudiya college, then our goal is Krishna and Vrindavan through the service of Sri Radha. Radha also means Raga plus Dhavyati. Dhavyati means one, when she appeared on the Bhamya or the left side of Krishna in Golok Vrindavan, simultaneous expansions happen. From Krishna's body comes out two personalities. On the right side, Lord Balram. On the left side, Srimati Radharani. Lord Balram is known as Sandhini Shakti. Krishna himself is Samvit Shakti. And Srimati Radharani is Haladini Shakti. Actually, the entire creation, including the different avatars of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, are all created by Lord Balram. Actually, Krishna doesn't even take one step outside of Vrindavan. Ekam padam na gacchati. So who creates Vasudev Krishna? Who is the source? Who is the source of Dwarkadish Krishna? The source is Lord Balram. Who is the source of all the Narayanas? Who is the source of the three Vishnus? Who is the source of the Guna avatars? Who is the source of all the different avatars? Lord Balram is the source through his agencies of Sankarshan, Mahasankarshan or Mula Sankarshan. But the son of Nanda Maharaj, he does not leave Vrindavan. He leaves everything, the creation, up to Lord Balram, who is the Sandhini Shakti. Samvit Shakti means who is fully cognizant. He knows everything. Om Janmadi Yasya Yato Anvayad Itartascha Artheshwa Bhigya Swarat. He knows directly and indirectly everything. First verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, the first few lines. Samvit. Samyak with iti samvit. Samyak means all, and with means to know. So he knows everything. And Srimati Radharani, who appeared on the left side, which is known as the Bhamya. The Bhamya on the left side, she is the Haladini Shakti, or the pleasure potency. To make it a little easier to understand, just as an example, we all have many personalities in us. Like some of us have seen a very joyful person, that same person can be very angry, that same person can be very grave, that same person can be very happy, different moods. So if we can personify Krishna's happiness to the highest extent, or bliss or ananda, that is Srimati Radharani. So Srimati Radharani in a nutshell is the happiness or bliss personified of Krishna. And this is only to expand his mellows. Nityo Nityanam, Chetanos Chetananam, Eko Shyam Bahuda Vidati Kaman. At first, Krishna by himself, Evam Ekagra, he was alone. The Chaturshloki Bhagavat in the Srimad Bhagavatam we find, in the very first Chaturshloka, it says that Krishna, the Supreme Personality of God, was alone by himself. But he expanded. Eko Sham Bahuda Vidati Kaman. He expanded into several, so that he can enjoy his own rasa, his own mellow. So like this, Srimati Radharani is the Haladini Shakti. Premera Paramasar Mahabhav Jani Shehi Mahabhav Rupe Radha Thakurani. In Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, in a conversation between Rai Ramananda and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that is the summum bonum of the highest pinnacle of theism. Premema Paramasar. We are talking about Krishna Prem, but what kind of Prem? There is Prem that even Krishna's servants like Chitrak and Patrak, they also love Krishna in the Dasyaras. There is Prem that even Sridham, Sudham, Subala, all the coward boys as an example, they also love Krishna. There is Prem of Mother Yashoda, King Vrishabhanu, Chandrabhanu, Bhanu, the uncles, the paternal uncles of Krishna, the maternal different expansions of Srimati Mother Yashoda, they all love Krishna like a parent. And then there is the love of the gopis. Vrajavadu Vargena Taya Kalpita. The love of the gopis, or the Madhurya Rasa Prem, which is very special. Just like one person has a family, has a wife, the love for the wife is very special. It cannot be the same for the child. The love for the sister is also a specialty. It cannot be the same as what they would have, a person would have for his own wife. Love for the parents is also special. It cannot be the same for the children, for the wife, for the parents. No, they all have a specific place. So the specific place or the specific school that we are admitted to, and we are so fortunate, like Prabhupada said this, that you don't know what good fortune I brought to you. And what is that good fortune? Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Shri Mate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. We say Prabhupada's pranam mantra every day, but it is so deep, it is so full of rasa. Each and every word. Just to explain with whatever little brains I have, I would need at least a minimum 2 days just to touch on Srila Prabhupada's pranam mantra in detail. So who? It is Srila Prabhupada who appeared from Golok Vrindavan to this earthly planet because he is so dear Krishna Preshtha. And why is he so Krishna Preshtha or so dear to Krishna? Because he is very dear to Srimati Radharani. Srila Prabhupada is so dear to Radharani, therefore he is Krishna Preshtha. Bhutale, he came down. And who is that personality known by? Shri Mate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. What does the word Shri Mate mean? There is more than one meaning in Sanskrit. But if we go deeper, into our understanding of our Gaudiya line, and when we connect the dots, Shri is who? Srimati Radharani. Mate means what? One who is always engrossed in thinking, feeling, and willing what Radharani wants. Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Not an ordinary Vedantist, but somebody who explained the Vedas, who brought the Vedas, the summum bonum of the Vedas, Srimad Bhagavatam, from the highest perspective of bhakti, from the highest perspective of the bhakti of the Vraj Gopis, of the Vraj Vasis. That is the meaning of the word Bhakti Vedanta. When we study subjects in school, again coming back to some practical examples, after some time, after learning the fundamentals of a particular subject, we do not really delve into those much. As an example, supposing in a medical college, all the graduates are doctors. They all get their doctor's degrees. And during their journey of their medical studies, they know almost everything about the human body, or they are supposed to know. But after graduation, getting their general degree, some of them go for specialty, right? Somebody becomes a cardiologist, somebody a pulmonologist, somebody an oncologist, etc. You all get the idea. Now, supposing if somebody approaches a cardiologist and tells them, "My dear sir, I have a problem in my ear. Can you take a look at it and help me or prescribe a medication?" So what he will say, the best thing for you to do is to go to a ENT specialist. I am a cardiologist. It's not that he may not have the knowledge of what may be going on in the ear, but that is not his specialty. He'll say, if you have any issues with your heart, please come to me, because I am on top of that subject matter. The new medicines, the new research, the ongoing continuing education, all of that I'm familiar with. So similarly, my dear devotees, being a Vaishnava is good. Worshipping Krishna or any of these expansions is good. But even better, based on the admission that we have obtained in this highest school of theism under Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is to become a specialist Vaishnava of Vraj. And even within that specialty of the specialty and specialty, Dasyaras is great, but Chitrak and Patrak in Golok Vrindavan, they are great Vaishnavas. They're serving Krishna very nicely. Mother Yashoda and Nanda Baba in Vatsalya Rasa, and the coward boys in their fraternal spirit. But then again, our further specialty of prema is of Madhurya Rasa. And how can we obtain that? That's the question. Generally, we don't talk about these things, but these are special occasions. We need to at least get that information. From information, understanding comes, and from understanding, eventually realization. I would like to share 2 quick verses of Bhagavad Gita. Who spoke the Bhagavad Gita? The son of Vasudeva, Vasudeva Krishna, not the son of Nanda Maharaj. Vasudeva Krishna spoke, or we can say Dwarkadish Krishna, same thing. Yeah. But he says, Bahunam Janmanam Ante Gyanvan Mam Prapadyate Vasudev Sarvamiti Savamatma Su Durlabh. After many births, one takes to Krishna consciousness and considers me, Vasudev Sarvamiti. that I am the summum bonum, I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And I consider them as Mahatmas or great souls. Because in this material world, right from the heavenly planets to the hellish planets and the earthly planets, there are so many people who are atheists, who don't believe in God. Some of them believe in some super beings, believe in demigods, Devi Devtas. Some of them believe in my expansions like Narayana, etc. And some of them believe in me, Vasudev Sarvamiti. So that knowledge that Krishna, the son of Vasudev, is the Supreme Personality of Godhead is substantial. It's very important. Because Maya Devi in this material world has made us forget the Lord. And then when we remember that He is the Supreme, when we revive our consciousness that He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then we have achieved something. And then Krishna considers then all these as the sadhus. So Iskcon is creating sadhus from the very first day when we are in the temple. The devotee that we meet or the book we pick up, we read every paragraph or every chapter. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We are told that. And then we believe that slowly over a period of time. But is this where we need to stop? Becoming a doctor, it's great, but don't we all want to become specialists? Especially the specialty that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wants us to be. So when we perform our sadhana very nicely as prescribed by our acharyas, chanting minimum 16 good rounds, following the 4 regulative principles, associating with devotees, etc., then we are given entrance into the next stage known as Raganuga Bhakti. What does Raganuga mean? Rag means, again, that word is in Srimati Radharani. When she appeared on the left side of Krishna, she could not even wait a moment. Raga dhayati iti Radha. She immediately, with deep attachment to Krishna, ran towards Krishna. And that is why she is known as Radhe. Rag means deep attachment. Deep attachment to who? Sri Krishna. And dha means dhayati. Dhayati means to run. Yashoda bhiyulukala dhavamanam. The word dhavamanam means Krishna ran when Mother Yashoda came with a stick in her hand. So that is Srimati Radharani's definition. And of course, there are so many in the Tapani Upanishad, in so many different Upanishads, the definitions are given of Srimati Radharani. But coming back to our point about who we are and what is our ultimate goal, becoming a Vaishnava is great. Becoming a follower of any expansions of Krishna, that is much better than worshipping demigods. But worshipping Radha and Krishna and Vrindavan is the highest goal of all Gaudiya Vaishnavas, as outlined by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is our specialty. And we can only attain that with proper sadhana, and then Raganuga Bhakti, the doors will open. Chakshudan Dilojai Janme Janme Prabhu Sei Divya Gyan Hriday Prakashito. Every morning we sing that. Narottam Das Thakur writes in the Guru Puja that we sing. It is not necessary that Guru Maharaj has to be in Vapu. He's present in Vani, and also he opens up the doors of the of the further processes of obtaining the highest prayojan, meaning Krishna Prem in Madhurya Rasa, following in the footsteps of the gopis in Vraj. But we have to qualify for that. But that aspiration will only be there if we qualify to become doctors and we put a full stop. Then that's okay. Many people do that and they open up their clinics, but some of them are very successful once they become specialists. So our specialty is based on this particular pinnacle of theism, which is the prem in Madhurya Rasa that we can obtain. And we have to qualify. So now, that verse of Bhagavad Gita, Bahunam Janmanamante Gyanvan Mam Prapidyate Vasudev Sarvamiti Samatma Sudurlabh, brings us to the platform of Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead and that conviction. But what does Raganuga Bhakti do once we enter into that phase? Then Mahamaya leaves us alone. But another Maya comes and captures us, which is Yoga Maya. And what is the work of Maya? Her task is to forgetfulness, to make us forget. So in that task, when we come under Raganuga Bhakti, then Yoga Maya, Subhadra Devi, and her expansions. In Vraj, we find Purnamasi, Vrinda Devi. They're all expansions of Yoga Maya. They also make us forget. And what is that forgetfulness that they give us? That Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Same thing. What Mahamaya does in the material world, those devotees who are in Raganuga Bhakti or in Vraj, in pure, sublime love, they are also made to forget that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now, I see some perplexed faces in this audience. First of all, why? And that's interesting. So when you know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then there is awe and reverence. But when a devotee out of pure in Raganuga Bhakti, Raga means attachment, deep attachment to Krishna. Anuga means to follow those devotees who are deeply attached to the lotus feet of Radha Krishna. That is what is the meaning of the word Raganuga. So when we enter Raganuga Bhakti, Yoga Maya takes over and makes us forget, because if we remember that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, like Mother Yashoda, if she remembers he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then she cannot bind him to the mortar. Or King Nanda Maharaj cannot tell him, Krishna, please bring my shoes, and he will carry them on his head, right there. Or Subal and Sridham, they say, oh Krishna, so what? You are the son of Nanda Maharaj, the king of Raj. You lost. Madhumangal, the son of the Brahmin, says, I am very poor, but so what? You may be very rich. You may have 900,000 cows. But you know what? You lost Krishna. So now you have to carry us on your back. You will be punished. Now, if they remember that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then do you think that these intimate pastimes are possible? Not possible. So, my dear devotees, we have to come to that platform eventually. Otherwise, what will happen? And this may create a stir or some questions, or it may raise eyebrows. But upon contemplating and talking with some senior Vaishnavas, I came to this conclusion that when Prabhupada said something, it was absolute truth. He is very meticulous in whatever he speaks and whatever he writes. Guru Mukha Padma Vakya. Not only Prabhupada, all the Prabhupads. चित्ते ते कोरिया Aikyam or na kori ho mone asha. We do not doubt the words of His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. When Srila Prabhupada says that if you chant 16 good rounds in this lifetime, follow the four regular rules, you can go home back to Godhead in this very lifetime. Isn't that a nice uh, inspiration? It is. But back to Godhead does not necessarily mean Vraj. Back to Godhead is very big, the Vaikuntha planets. If we are thinking of Bhagavad Gita and the slokas of Bhagavad Gita when we leave our body, then we will end up any other place, maybe in Dwarka or Mathura, but not in Vrindavan. Less than Golok Vrindavan. And that is why Krishna says one more verse. Vasudeva Krishna himself, he says, if we connect the dots, Manushanam Saharasuru Kaschid Yatati Siddhaye. Out of all these Mahatmas or so many human beings, there is only one perhaps who can attain that Siddhi. And what is that Siddhi? What is that perfection? That perfection is Radha Dasyam. And Radha Dasyam is obtained through the mercy of these acharyas who are the most intimate servitors of Srimati Radharani. Somebody asked Srila Prabhupada, who are you? In Krishna Leela, in Golok Vrindavan, Prabhupada said, if I tell you, you will faint. He was very humble. If he wanted, he could have revealed it. Or there are others who are very advanced, who know the position of Srila Prabhupada in the spiritual sky, especially in Radha Krishna Leela. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur is Nayana Manjari. Srila Bhakti Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj is Guna Manjari. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur ji is Kamla Manjari. Srila Jagannath Das Babaji is Rasik Manjari. Rup Goswami is Rupa Manjari. Sanatan Goswami is Lavanga Manjari. Jiva Goswami is Vilas Manjari. Raghunath Das Goswami is Tulsi Manjari. Like these, all our acharyas, Loknath Goswami is Manjulali Manjari. Krishnaraj Kaviraj Goswami is Kasturi Manjari. And who are these Manjaris? They are the most intimate servitors of Srimati Radharani, even whether the Ashtasakhis cannot enter into their intimate pastimes, they are given entrance. And that is why we sing this in the Guru Ashtakam, in the Mangala Arati. What is that verse? Verse number 6. Nikunja yuno ratikeli siddhya yaya alibir yuktir apekshaniya tatrati dakshat ativallabhasya vande guroho Sri Charnaravindam. The highest service is in the bowers of Vrindavan when Radha and Krishna are performing their amorous, intimate pastimes. Nikunja yuno ratikeli siddhya, and these manjaris have obtained that perfection, that siddhi. Ratikeli. Ratikeli means the amorous loving affairs of Radha and Krishna. And they have understood that very perfectly. Rati Keli Siddhe. Yaya Alibhir Yukti Rapekshaniya. And they're always looking forward to the elderly gopis, meaning not elderly like old, but their senior gopis like Lalita Vishaka Astasakis, and asking them, I have more desire to serve Radha Krishna. Can you give me permission? Can I go now? Can I do this service? Yaya Alibir, Yuktir. Yuktir means to engage. Apekshaniya means to desire. Tatra adidaksha adivallabhasya vande guru Sri Charnaravindam. And because they are such experts, Tatrati dakshat, daksha means expert, they are very dear to Radha Krishna, especially to Srimati Radharani. So there are so many things. This is an unlimited topic, but there is no end. Radharani is unlimited. Even Krishna cannot glorify Radharani enough. So what to talk about us mortals? Hare Krishna. Thank you all very much. Srila Prabhupada ki. Brahma Madho Gaudi Sambra Acharya Guruvar ki jai.
Jai Shri Prabhu, who have organized for that. So please hear, and we have proper instructions how we can perform.